All right, all right. Hey, listen here. Check this out. I want to tell you all real quickly something that's real basic, but maybe it's worth saying. And so I want to share with you all today to make sure that you keep all of your receipts. And what I mean by that is, I'm not saying keep every single last receipt that you go spend some money for, but I'm telling you some major things that you want to make sure you keep in receipts on. I made a mistake not too long ago. It was a office building that I was renting out. And so I was in a rush. I had someone else. I was moving out on my last day, and I had someone else I had to move as well, and I was on my way out of town. So I had a nice amount of things going on, and I was also sleep deprived too. I was not getting the best amount of rest. And so number one, you probably want to work on your sleep. You want to make sure that you're getting full nights of rest so you can think clearly. And so this situation was happening. I cleared out my office. I mean, the office was nice. It was clean. I mean, it almost looked like it did when I first moved in that place a couple years ago. It actually did look just like it, to be honest with you. It just had a few little dots in the carpet because I brought a futon in there, and I had a business chair, an office chair in the back room. And so those two areas had a little dots on the carpet, nothing major at all. And so I left the building. I locked up my office. Everything was cool. Everything was fine. And I'm supposed to get my security deposit back. All right. This is agreed upon a couple years ago. I left the place in good shape. He really didn't have to do no painting, had to do no nothing. It was clean because I want to make sure that I have a good name in the marketplace. This is an office building, an office facility that if I strike another contract, if I strike this big deal, I might use them again. So even without that being the case, I want to make sure that my name is good. So I left the place real nice. And so I left. I went out of town. I helped the other person move. I went out of town. A couple days later, I get an email, and this guy took a picture. I don't know where he got this picture from, and I don't know if someone came into my office and did this, but it was like a white circle around a certain part of the carpet. And I know for a fact, 1000% sure that didn't come from me because I didn't have no white circle in the carpet when I left. But he sent the picture of it with a white circle, and he basically told me I forfeited my security deposit, which was a few $100s. All right, it wasn't a whole lot of money, but it was still about $400 and some change. All right, maybe about $400, which was not a big deal. But at the same time, all right, he was supposed to be giving me that money back, and I felt as if they was trying to do something to not pay me the security deposit back. Because a lot of times they're looking for tenants to destroy the property so that they have a reason not to give them their money back. And I did the opposite. I made the place look just like it did basically when I walked in there. And so the guy, he sent me an email, and he just basically said you owe $405. For basically 400 is covered because that's the security deposit they owe me, and I owe $5. The point of the message is this is where I went wrong at. I was such in a rush. I was such in a hurry. And I know better than this. I've been in business for a long time. I should definitely know better than this. And being a person that's walking in wisdom, all right, I should have known not to be hasty. All right, I forgot to drop the key in the box that night because I was on my way out of town. And so he sent me a message with that. He was about to try to charge me a full month's rent just because I didn't drop a key off. And he already has a copy of my key, but he wanted the other key, and he's going to charge me a full month rent. So I came back in town, dropped the key off in the mailbox, but I made the mistake that night when I finally walked out that room for the last time. I did not take pictures, and this is what I'm telling you to keep your receipts. All right. Anything that you do, and when it's business related, and you look at this as this is a major transaction, you want to make sure that you have receipts. And so right now, I'm just at a place where, of course, the $400 is not a big deal to me. But guess what? I still want my $400 back. I'm not gonna lie to you. That can go to something else, all right? But at the end of the day, if it does not come back, I have to point at myself and say, this is my fault. And I want to share that message with you today. Take receipts. If you're getting ready to check out of a hotel, take pictures of that place. If you're going to an Airbnb and you're staying there for a vacation or for a business meeting, take pictures of the place when you walk in the door. Take pictures of that place when you leave. Because guess what? If you do not have the pictures, like I didn't, at the point somebody can go in there and paint a circle in the ground, paint a white circle in the carpet, and say that you are responsible for paying for the whole floor when you left out of there, it was nothing wrong with the floor. And by the way, there are times where when I walk into my office, the door looked like somebody was already in there. I'm actually glad that I'm out of that office now. All right. But crazy stuff. So I actually feel like somebody else actually came into my room and did something like that so that I did have to pay that money because they don't want to give you your security deposit back. Think about that. Think about how many people that they hold on to their security deposit at the end of the day. And guess what? I might be another person because I was rushing, because I was not properly rested, because I had other things on my mind, and I didn't take the time to just take 10 seconds to take a couple pictures in both. I had two rooms. All right. I had two office rooms in there, and I didn't take pictures of both rooms, and it was my fault. And I may have forfeited a few $100s just because of that. All right. So I hope that you all can learn from this small lesson that I'm sharing with you. But the principle of the $400 is small. But if you do this on a larger, something that has to deal with $4,000 or $40,000 or $400,000, all right, the principle stays the same. Make sure that you are taking pictures. Make sure that you are keeping receipts so that if you need to go to court, guess what? You have all the evidence that you need to back up your claim. Make it a good one.